Yo, what's going on, Cowboys fans? Foots here, back at you guys with another scouting report. Gonna start pushing these things out. And today we are talking about a one UCF linebacker, Shaquem Griffin. Now, he's on the scene for a bunch of reasons. The most obvious one is him not having the left hand. So let's just nip that in the bud now. He doesn't have a left hand. I think that's why this video was titled, Would the Cowboys Draft Him? But you saw his showing at the Senior Bowl. You saw his showing in the Peach Bowl, I believe it was, against Auburn. I also watched a couple more games, and you see a guy who, left hand or not, is a really, really good player. I see some things that he could do with the Cowboys. I would like him at weak. I see a weak side linebacker. I see a guy who, yes, he can rush as a DN, and he doesn't look out of place. His spin move is incredible. But the main thing that I love about Shaquem Griffin is his heart. And, you know, heart and intangibles and motor are kind of one of these things that gets overused in the scouting world and, you know, the mock draft world. But he really has it. I'm talking about in the fourth quarter, he's still on 10. Everybody else is at 7.5 or 6, barely pushing through, needing to get to the sideline for air. Shaquem Griffin is still on 10. I see a guy who he just doesn't miss tackles. Watched 3 games, really only broke down one. Auburn, I watched the Auburn game, watched the Maryland game, and I watched the Memphis game. And I got to tell you, this guy is really impressive. At first, I thought it was kind of like, you know, the hype train, the feel-good story. And we got to be real. As scouts, that's what's going on in these war rooms. But I really saw a guy who I think that, you know, there's going to be people out here who would say, you know, with Jalen Smith, with Sean Lee, you just can't chance it. But, you know, listen, as a specialist, as a guy who can come in, rush off the edge, but can also give you some things a week, can go chase ball, that's where he's best to me. You know, there's a guy who plays safety, who came in as a freshman and played some safety. So you think about a guy who can play DN and play safety, that's special to me. Has great position flex, and I think this is one of those guys with position flex that works in his favor because he can do so many things. He's not out of place, and he can cover. So without further ado, let's get into his scouting report and his film breakdown. Shaquem Griffin, let's go. So, draft profile, Shaquem Griffin, number 18, UCF. He's a senior. And I have a mid-second, yes, a mid-second to late third on him. Now, the games I watched, obviously, were Auburn. Said that earlier, Memphis, and Maryland. But I only put Auburn on the sheet. The scouting report on this guy is heart. His motor is excellent. But it's not just his motor. He plays with great technique and is rarely out of place. Can play any linebacker position. Even though in Dallas' scheme, I would like him as a will. On certain down and distances, I would just use him as a rusher. Like, give your big guys a break. Let him get to the quarterback with that spin move is great, and he will put offensive linemen, especially those big tackles who can't get their hands on him, off balance. He would put them off balance. He would have them off balance. The lack of the left hand only really shows when guards get on him at the next level. But he disengages pretty well. He can and has caught interceptions. He uses it well, and he doesn't miss tackles. His best trait to me is his sideline to sideline quickness and his versatility. He can play DN and safety, so that should let you know how good he is. His spin move is deadly. I really like this player. And to me, a player comp for him is Deion Jones and Shaq Thompson. Let's look at his film. So right here, this is what I mean. Look at that first step. Has the tackle off balance, finishes the tackle violently. That's what I mean from Shaquem Griffin at defensive end. He's a player. He's not just a guy out there. He's out there making plays. This Auburn game, he had 12 tackles, had a forced fumble, I believe, or was in on a fumble or a fumble recovery. Look at the first step right there. Big offensive tackle, just can't get his hands on him. And he's tough. He will give up something in the run game at the next level, but it's not much. Now, this is what I like him doing. Run, chase, make tackle. Look at him finish at the ball. Him and 93 fighting for the tackle. You got to love that. You got to love his heart, his motor. Good blitzer right here. Has the quarterback off balance. Again, he's not just a guy that's out there. He's actually out there making plays. Here he goes again. You're just not going to fool him. Breaks down. 5 has no chance. That's not Kerryon Johnson. I don't know who that is from Auburn. Auburn fans help me out. But Shaquem Griffin wasn't fooled. There goes the family. They're really excited. It's not just a feel-good story with this guy. It's a guy who, as you can see, he's in position, makes a sound tackle, breaks down, doesn't overrun the play. And this is what I like the most. Now, they're going to use him in kind of a spy situation. You see him back up right there. But sees the quarterback, tries to take off, goes and finishes. And this is probably my favorite play of the whole cut up. This is late in the fourth quarter now. And watch this. Use him in that same spy technique. Now watch him just beeline to the quarterback. I mean, straight line. Go make a play on the ball. He causes an error throw. To me, Shaquem Griffin is a player. And I think that the Cowboys really have to consider getting a guy like this on their roster. Can come in, I wouldn't really use him at the mic, but just has the energy, maybe can spell Sean Lee if and when he probably gets hurt. So that's what I think about Shaquem Griffin. You guys, thank you so much for liking, sharing, subscribing. Remember, I am dropping an album this Monday coming up. If you guys want to, the iTunes link is in the description box. And also, the GoFundMe link to upgrade this channel. Gonna be buying the lights very, very soon. Gonna be buying a couple other things. So if you guys feel like donating, please, it means the world to me. More scouting reports coming very, very soon. It's your boy Foots. Peace.